So we first started talking and we connected really when we approached you about the Cycle Lincoln project.
That's right, yeah.
So do you just want to just tell us how you have been involved with that project to date?
Yeah, so on a personal level, I was involved in a number of the meetings with yourself and the various sort of team members. We also got involved in some of the planning of the routes more on a local level. So our area was more the Lincoln and sort of the south of the county. So we got involved in there as well. Obviously attended a number of the meetings and the sort of familiarisation trips when the European press came across as well. We're obviously one of the key centres to offer electric bikes for hire as part of the programme as well. And, you know, we've been keen to help out wherever we can, both in terms of providing bikes for filming, etc. So, yeah, it's been, you know, a good experience, and we're, you know, looking forward to bearing fruit now moving forward.
Yeah, working on the next stage. So, and you, actually your participation in one of the key trips that we had in terms of a product development trip where we welcomed some of the tour operators over from the continent, and you supplied the bikes, didn't you, for that? And that was one of the key sort of outcomes for us for last year, which was the TUI representative booked so many holidays on the back of that.
Soaked in on that day when it absolutely poured with rain, and we were absolutely soaked through to the skin. I'm not sure. Yeah, we did two or three of those, didn't we? So, you know, good fun. And it really kind of demonstrates how good that area is for cycling as well, because it's often forgotten, you know, the Lincolnshire Wolds area as well. But it is gorgeous around there, and perfect environment for electric bike.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, talking about that then, do you just want to give us an overview of, because I was just about to say that perfect for the hills and sort of puts everyone on a level playing field, doesn't it really? So because you can be on an e-bike, and someone else who's maybe a bit more of an advanced cyclist doesn't have to be on an e-bike, and you can sort of keep up with them. So just want to just give us an overview really, a bit of a, if you've never come across e-bikes before, just what are they, how do they work, and what are the benefits of them?
Okay, yeah, I mean, electric bikes are not what a lot of people think they are. They're what they call pedal assist now. So at one time, electric bikes, you could sit on one and press a button or turn the accelerator and off you go. Unfortunately, got a bad name for that. And in the UK, they still, from people that haven't tried them before, often road cyclists, consider them to be for cheats, but actually it's far from that. It just enables everybody to get out on a bike, regardless of fitness, age, aspirations, and so on. And there's so many reasons why somebody would want an e-bike, you know, whether it is to improve fitness, continue cycling into later years, moving stuff around. We're seeing a lot more of that now, where people are wanting to maybe do the school run, go shopping, particularly at the moment where people are looking to shop more locally as well. So yeah, there's a whole host of reasons why somebody wants an electric bike.
Yeah, I know that when we were first looking at the Cycle England routes and the length of each day ride, that was an important factor for us, that it was long enough to be you know, have a full day cycling, but it wasn't going to be so far as that you would run out of battery, you know, towards the end of the day. So it needed to be manageable from a technical perspective, as well as getting in the fights and the attractions.
There's a trade-off between the weight of the bike and the range, because a bigger battery that will go further clearly is heavier. And also more powerful motors tend to be heavier. So it's really finding what's appropriate for you.
And in terms of what you've done with tourism businesses in Lincolnshire so far, really, I know that when we first started talking, you had just done something which was quite different, wasn't it, in terms of putting some e-bikes into a local hotel for a hire fleet. So do you want to tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's been quite a lot of talk and activity around e-bike weekends and so on. People actually staying in hotels for a weekend with the loan of an electric bike or the option to hire. For us, the more people that hire bikes, the more sales. So there's an incentive there from that point of view as well. But we're interested to get more people out on bikes. It's one of those things that, you know, if you don't try one, you really don't necessarily know how good and even life changing it can be for you. We've had so many positive stories from people that have said this is one of the best things I've ever done. But the frustration for us is to get people to just go to that next step and try one. So we find with the hotels, if, you know, couples will stay or they'll go with other couples, one or two of the group might be quite keen, and they'll not drag the other ones along, but they'll, you know, they'll kind of encourage them, and then often they'll come up and say, what a great experience. And it's just something else that local hotels can add to the range of activities, and it's a hot topic right now, cycling and e-bikes in particular. So I think it's a very positive added value thing to do for a hotel.
Yeah, and that feeds in nicely as well. So we last week with Cycle England, we chatted about introducing the cycle friendly charter for the county as well. So so sort of having the provision of e-bikes or a bike fleet within your accommodation is a big tick to becoming cycle friendly as well. So
there's certain things that you need to cover off, obviously. The maintenance of an electric bike is no big deal. It's no different to a regular bike. Obviously, they need to be updated from a software perspective, etc., once a year. But we can do all of that. That's the one thing that I think potentially can put people off, that they won't be able to do that themselves, and can put customers off as well. But it really isn't a problem as long as you've got somebody that you can trust that's going to do that for you. So we wouldn't expect a hotel to take that on. Maybe day-to-day maintenance, checking tyre pressures and, you know, oiling chains and so on. That's fairly common, but easy to do. But yeah, the electric side is really nothing to worry about. There's, you know, if you buy a decent range of bikes or, you know, a small fleet, you go for something of quality, you know, with a Bosch motor or something, then they're bulletproof. They very, very rarely go wrong, you know. Regardless, they get thrown around and so on. They get abused, you know. They're fitted to mountain bikes, you know, and people put those to some through some tough conditions and water, etc., etc. So, you know, the systems now are very robust. It's not something, you know, but obviously you get what you pay for.
Yeah. So that's something that, in terms of your business, Pedal Electric, you would place. You've got the provision to place fleets of hire bikes within accommodation providers, and then provide maintenance as well.
All of that. You know, as we've done with some hotels where we've got the bikes, we've got the accessories that are appropriate. We can train the staff if they want to take on the sort of day-to-day maintenance and so on, and advise on security and the various things that are in the charter, just to make the whole experience, you know, trouble-free. But it really isn't a big deal. There's obviously a little bit of expense in terms of making sure you have the appropriate insurance and the relevant locks, etc. But that's, you know, it's really not a big problem.
No, okay. And then that just leads me really on to, we were chatting about what the future holds for your business, and you were telling me about some exciting plans that you've got upcoming in northeast Lincolnshire. Do you just want to just give us a little preview of what you've got coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We were approached by the developers in Cleethorpes, actually, to get involved in an exciting project where they're injecting a lot of investment back into the town, and they're looking to recreate a centre parks on the coast, which will have everything that you need, from, you know, supermarkets, premium food courts, entertainment, water, a lake. With activities, etc., etc. We were invited to pick up on the e-bike hire, regular bike hire, maybe e-scooters when they become road legal, both in the town, around the resort, and also beyond into the Wolds. And one of the Cycle England routes actually touches comes in very close. And so we've been having a look at that as well, and that could quite easily be linked up. And it's almost a halfway point. As well, and I think, you know, there'd be kind of accommodation so on offer there as well. But very exciting opportunity for us, and it'll be more about hire. Hopefully with some retail behind that. you know, it's just going to be a really good buzz. Families, you know, we'll have something for families to go out, or something for the, you know, the kids, if it, maybe not an e-bike unless you're 14 years old, but still allow the parents and you know, to get out and enjoy the day, or maybe the parents want to go out and cycle and the kids can go elsewhere on the site and so on. So yeah, it's an exciting opportunity for us to have a purpose-built facility.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds fantastic. It just shows you how far, I think, well, it sounds like a really amazing, exciting development for that area, but it just shows you how far we've come as well in terms of e-bikes being placed into that sort of development.
Oh,
as
definitely.
Well,
Yeah. No, we can't wait. It's a good 18 months away, probably. Maybe this time next year if we're lucky. Lots of work to go on the old Pleasure Island site. A lot of work to be done there. But yeah, we're right opposite reception, so we're going to have a really good crowd, and so really can't wait. We're going to be busier than ever, I think.
Fantastic. Right, that's great. Thanks ever so much, Chris. That's brilliant. Thank you.
Speak soon. Cheers. Bye now.